So here we are.
I'd rather be at school.
But schools is closed. You have to come with me now. There's no other way.
I used to live here.
Not just one person, lots of people. But not all at the same time.
Clean up their own stuff. Knock, knock. Who's there? Let's get out of here.
You better come inside.
Everything's on the way.
Then you'll have to walk around it, Dilara.
It smells like old people in here.
Dilara.
Why do you even have to renovate it at all?
It's renovate.
If they weren't so heavy, we could make a mountain out of them. If they weren't so heavy, we could make a mountain out of them. Pretty crappy. Dad.
Well, because people want to move into a nice apartment.
Can we move into a nice, big apartment someday too?
Dilara, we have a nice apartment. You just have to tidy up sometimes.
Yeah, but that won't make the apartment any bigger.
Help me tear down this wallpaper. We'll be done faster then.
Okay. Look, Dad, all in one piece.
Yeah, just like that.
What should I do again, Dad?
Tear down the wall. Paper.
Dad, look! There's a letter. Who's it from?
Show me.
There's something drawn on it. A treasure map, Dad.
Hold still so I can read it.
It's from a pirate.
There's something here about a flower.
There was a pirate and a gardener? Tell me more.
If I tell you a story about it, will you let me work then?
Okay.
All right.
A bit more water on your roots, Fridolin. But don't drink it all at once. You're always so difficult to reach. Oh, crap! Oh, My head. Why does everything have to be so damn hard? Even gravity's against me.
And now, the news.
I can't take any more bad news.
Hundreds of thousands of Canadians were in the dark for over 9 hours yesterday when a geomagnetic storm overloaded the inferior capitalist control systems.
Things might be a bit more bearable here in the dark.
A representative of the VEB Kombinat Robotron stated today that this situation would never happen to the energy supply in the German Democratic Republic.
Oh, sure. No chance of that happening.
Meanwhile, cleanup work continues in Volkershausen. Following an earthquake, multiple buildings were damaged in the Wartburgkreis district.
Oh, shut up! Why should I ever get up again anyway? When you fall, you can actually just stay lying down if you want. That way, you save yourself the bother of being knocked down again. Everybody wins.
And now, the weather.
I said shut up!
Stormy winds and rain are expected across the country from the early evening.
Yeah, what else? What the? I think I'm seeing ghosts. Eric, close the window. Oh, that's right. You don't have any hands. I have to do everything myself. Come on, Koya. Get off your ass. Mirko, you could have just closed the window when you suddenly packed up your things and just left me like that. Eric, you little snitch. Did you see anything?
No, nothing here. Nothing at the window either.
Thank you, Eric. It wasn't a ghost after all. Something really did flutter in. A paper plane with writing on it. What is this? Airmail from the west? Hey, you there. Your orchid's head is hanging very low. So's yours. Do you maybe need some water? Or someone to talk to? Ah, there's a telephone number. And there's more. Greetings from the other side? They're asking if I need someone to talk to, Eric. Someone actually went through the trouble of throwing a paper aeroplane over the wall. Over the wall! Then it lands in the hands of the biggest loser east of the west.
Don't be so hard on yourself, comrade. At least you're reliable at consistently failing.
Oh, thank you. Very empathetic, Eric. There's a phone number here. Do you know what that means?
Based on the area code, this number is from the other side. In other words, a fascist number. Calling it would be an incredibly stupid idea.
Thanks for the assessment, Eric. Hey, Eric. Any news from down there? Spotted any bandits looking to fleece the Republic?
The anti-fascist protection rampart will still be standing in 50 years, 100 years even, if the reasons behind it haven't been resolved.
Be careful, Eric. Your can of food is far away and you can't get to it by yourself. The television tower, a triumph of socialist construction. Window after window. The people down below wouldn't have thrown the plane, or would they? Did something just move? I wonder what it's like over there, on the other side of the wall. I guess we'll never know. At least, not in the next 50 or 100 years. The building down there probably used to be a cinema. must be the window. I can't see anyone. Can't see anything. A neo-Gothic church made of brick. I see it every day from over here, but I'd really like to see it from the inside. Who knows? Maybe someday. Ooh, this place could do with some airing out. I don't need this. I just showered this morning.
Comrade, don't you dare. Stop right now.
Don't think anyone will answer anyway. Collier dials a number, nobody picks up, end of story.
Long distance exchange position 23.
Yes, Christiansen. A call to West Berlin, please.
All lines are currently busy. I'll note down your number. We'll call you back when a line becomes available. Thank you.
Damn! Well, that's socialism in action for you. Could be 3 days before they call me back. Eric, you can cancel your report. Nobody picked up. That only leaves one thing. I could try sending a paper plane myself. If only I knew how to fold a paper plane. Know anything about paper planes, Eric?
Neither an ox nor a donkey is able to stop the progress of socialism.
Thanks. Very helpful. Mirko's toad lily. He left it behind. Just like me and you. Right, Eric?
If you would want to leave, why didn't you, Collier? With Mirko? You know why. You belong here.
Oh, something just occurred to me. Mirko's niece left her activity book here. Perfect.
You are an accomplice of the fascism that's swallowing us, Collier.
Hey, shut your gills, yeah? I never knew there were so many ways to fold a piece of paper. I'm choosing this model. Looks like it's the easiest. Oh, what should I even write? Alright, let's see. Hello, mysterious stranger. Thank you for your letter. I'm afraid water alone won't be enough. At least, not for me. The orchid is not actually an orchid, it is in fact a toad lily. My old housemate left it behind along with me. No, I better leave out that part. Okay. Somehow, I now feel like I'm being watched. Who are you anyway? Best wishes, Collier. Now make a fold here. another one here. And kids are supposed to be able to do this? Mirko's niece couldn't have done any better herself. I hope it doesn't affect the aerodynamics.
Oh, good Lenin. This is ridiculous.
What now? Now, just to aim it correctly.
Oh yeah, we know you're lucky. This can only end badly.
Goes! Woohoo! I would have been surprised if I'd gotten it right the first time. Now, just to aim it correctly.
Oh yeah.
Eric, we did it! We actually did it! Wow. I didn't plan this far ahead. I guess it's best to continue where I left off earlier, with the plants in my room. Oh, you poor plants. You look really thirsty. Don't end up like me. Well, there's no real need for botanists under socialism. But you could still make something of yourselves. Yes, Eric?
Let this be a warning, Kolya. There's no place for this scandalous behavior of yours.
Hello, Maurice. As noisy as always, I see. You could do with a trim here and there. Not too much, though. Hello, Maurice. As noisy as always, I see. You could do with a trim here and there. Not too much, though. Hello, Maurice. As noisy as always, I see. You could do with a trim here and there. Not too much, though. Don't worry, my dears. I'll take care of you now. Hello, Maurice. As noisy as always, I see. You could do with a trim here and there. Not too much, though. So, now all I need is to water you. Mirko's toad lily. He left it behind. Just like me and you. Right, Eric?
If you would want to leave, why didn't you, Kolya? With Mirko? You know why. You belong here.
Yes? You too, Clara. What do you think? Who? Mirko? No, my disappearing housemate still hasn't reported back. His letter must be still in the mail. But don't worry, I'm not like Mirko. I won't abandon you. None of you is dying on my watch. Mirko's toad lily. He left it behind. Just like me and you. Right, Eric?
If you would want to leave, why didn't you, Collier? With Mirko. You know why. You belong here.
So, my dears, now I'll water you. I actually still have some water in the watering can. So, my dears, now I'll water you. Give it back, you thief! Hello, Collier. Good aim, and I would know. After all, I did win the German paper aeroplane championship when I was 12. My name's Lou. I do art for a living. Well, part of a profession is presumably being able to afford to eat from it. Well, it's not all roses over here either. More like toad lilies. Preferably no water, I understand. Maybe we could both use some schnapps. With that, best wishes to you and the toad. Enclosed is a picture of you both. This is how I imagine you, Collier. I like people with sad eyes. Sad eyes. That was blazing anger. Actually, you're not wrong, Lou. But you could have just as easily focused on my prominent chin. I can't craft the same plane again. That would be embarrassing. Then again, I have two clumsy mitts where my hands should be.
Collier, if you were as motivated at work as you are when making paper planes, you'd already be a hero of labor.
I easily make up for my lack of talent with my massive ineptitude, coupled with an unusually long and persistent losing streak. So, hello, Lou. I'm a late bloomer when it comes to paper planes. Here's a portrait of you in return. I did it in a more of a deconstructivist style. I'd send you a shot of schnapps, but it wouldn't work. I think it would disrupt the airflow. But maybe I have a better idea. Dinner? This is probably the dumbest idea of all time. Or the best. But probably the dumbest. Important to aim well this time. Time to fly. You can do it. Just a bit to the side. Again. Delivers on its promises. Now that I've suggested dinner, I should probably go check that I have enough food.
I hope you can come up with something better than the stuff that you serve me.
Collier, my dear, don't stick your nose in things you know nothing about.
How nice to be blessed with your wisdom. There should probably be at least 3 courses. Soyanka soup, Soyanka soup! All I see is Soyanka soup! Ew. Well, who needs vitamins anyway? Yesterday's leftovers are in the oven. Or are they from the day before? I could make something out of that. Vanilla pudding. Oh, only 2 days out of date. But still good. Ugh. I'd rather cut my stinky socks into slices and eat them instead of this leftover cheese. Oh no! It's alive! Not exactly the best selection from the cellar. The reply's already here, or the rejection, should I say. I'm not even going to ask if you've seen a paper plane.
That's good, because I also don't want to answer that I just saw one whiz past.
Wait to see. Lou writes, dinner this evening? Lou checked off maybe. In brackets, only joking, I'm in. Here's a menu suggestion. Lasagna from yesterday. 2, banana split for dessert. 3rd, absinthe, a nightcap, also for dessert. What have you got on offer? P.S. Here's a puzzle. Well, do you know what it is? Ha, typical West German. Lou's menu doesn't sound that much better than what I've got here. Maybe I could spice up the lasagna with a certain ingredient. Herbs actually go really well with lasagna, and they're light too. Lovage. A bit of that and the lasagna will... very good. That'll give Lou's lasagna the finishing touch. And now I'll pack it in the next letter. I need a model with a cargo hold for herbs. Oh my, I wonder if this is going to work. Lou, that sounds like an exquisite menu suggestion. Lasagna tastes even better next day anyway. At least, that's what I heard somewhere. I've attached an ingredient to spice it up. Lovage, fresh from the windowsill. It should give your old lasagna an intense, hearty flavour. I just looked in my kitchen cupboard. It's Solyanka soup for me today, yet again. Alright, let's try to smuggle this valuable cargo into the West.
Oh, my heart, it's melting.
Careful, this time the plane is loaded, with a few grams, or milligrams. It's a little windier than before. There you go, my lovely herbs. Fortunately, I have some more. Again. Now somebody else is going to garnish their food with my delicious herbs. Again. Herbs have been delivered direct to the apartment. Now, off to the kitchen with you, chef. This gourmet menu isn't going to cook itself.
Why don't you make some food for me? Just remember, the higher you climb, the farther you fall.
Speak for yourself, Eric. A bit of heat never hurt a dish. Unless it's meant to be served cold, of course. So, 160 degrees should do it. Ah, the pudding's already made, conveniently. You remind me of my upper arms. How about, for a change, we have, surprise, solyanka soup. Opening it makes me think about Mirko. Did Mirko actually eat anything else apart from solyanka soup? He wasn't exactly gifted in the kitchen, but he was actually a good friend. Mostly. The beer goes in the fridge. I can't forget that, otherwise the whole thing will be ruined. I'm excited to see whether Lou wrote me back. A reply. Let's see. Dear Mr. Gourmet. Thank you. Very considerate. And what a performance, sending the plane and cargo sailing to me through the window. Thanks. Now there's nothing standing in the way of a delicious meal. It also gave me another idea of how we could spice things up even more. How about playing a little prank on the knuckleheads down on the wall? Maybe you'll come up with something while you're folding your next plane. If you do it, I might tell you an embarrassing fact about myself. I'll grab my binoculars. P.S. Who is this Mirko? Eric, did you hear that? She wants me to prank the border guards. If they catch me, they'll be standing outside my door in 5 minutes and then I am screwed.
It could just be you. It will make fish sticks out of me.
The plane landed in the middle of Mirko's bed. Like half of East Berlin, it feels like. There must be some really crazy model in here.
Kolja, the guards are going to feed us to the dogs when they catch you.
Well, we have... Dear Mr. Head of Surveillance, why does a Trabi only have one tailpipe? If it had two, you'd at least be able to use it as a wheelbarrow. Greetings from a law-abiding citizen. Is this a breach of the peace or just disorderly conduct?
With your bad luck, you are begging to be caught.
The binoculars. target looks particularly difficult. You'd need real flying talent to land one right there. So I'd be hopeless at it. This is the time and the place. I'm just lacking the resolve to do it. Precision and decisiveness. Again. Textbook throw, and in this wind. I'm starting to get good enough to enter the German championship myself. The only question is, which Germany? How would they know where the phone came from? Stay calm, Elliot, just stay calm. Haha, you suckers! Keep looking for people fleeing the Republic. Oh, now that was a close one. Today's finally starting to be fun. Alright then, on with the show. Time to put on my glad rags. What now, Eric?
You should live a clean and decent life and honor your family.
Okay, I think I'll reconsider giving you your food. Maybe you can go another day without. Well, what do we have here? Mirko's favorite anorak. Why is this thing hanging in my closet? Or is that my doing? Hopefully I'll make some sort of an impression with this. Luckily Lou can barely see me from there. I'd like to see what Lou's written.
No, look at that. Isn't that one of Mirko's old garments?
Lou writes, I saw it. You really did it. I suppose I should honor my debt. So here's an embarrassing truth about me. I collect chips. Yes, potato chips. I have a whole collection already. The key thing for me is they have to have an unusual shape. They have to remind me of something. For example, a certain person. I have never, ever told anyone that. Luckily, nobody's asked me about it either. Now a question for you. Where would you go if it wasn't for the concrete architectural wonder and bad tempers down there? If you could go anywhere, where would you go? Ha, that's easy. Eric, who would have guessed that I was lying on the floor just 2 hours ago? Today's been the best day in a long time. Now all we need is the right sound. Let's see, what would go best with our dinner? Punk rock. Not romantic, it goes. If I turn it up loud enough, Lou might be able to hear it. It's quite cozy here. All that's missing now is Lou. The light is on, but I can't see her. Oh, Eric, I didn't mean to forget about you. You should get something to munch on too. I should probably let Lou know that I'm ready to start when she is. I need a robust model for this style. The red kite. How fitting. Okay, time for the truth. Let's go, Collier. It's now or never. Lou, dinner is ready. Let's get this started. You told me an embarrassing fact. Where do you even store the chips? Now, I'll tell you mine. When Mirko bolted, he asked me whether I was going to come with him. I said no. My work, which I hate, my apartment, a complete dump. And anyway, what would happen to my plants? I had a lot of reasons, but really, another plane, and then we can get started. Oh, I'm so nervous. I'm starving too. I haven't felt this alive in months. Oh, it's getting windier. That's not going to make aiming it any easier. Well then, get to it. Hopefully the plane won't get completely soggy in the rain. Just great. I pour my heart out and the plane goes and lands in the mud. Ooh, it's getting windier. That's not going to make aiming... So obvious that the letter wouldn't arrive. Of course it would start getting stormy now. Ooh, it's getting... Oh, so obvious that the letter wouldn't arrive. Of course it would start getting stormy now. Oh, come on!
This went bad, as always.
I thought I'd get lucky for once. That something would work out just one time. It's just turned into another complete disaster. I knew it. I shouldn't have even tried in the first place. Oh, the phone? Ugh. That's all I need right now.
Why don't you pick up, Collier? Can't get any worse, right?
Who could it be? Christiansen?
You requested a call to West Berlin. The line is now free. I'm connecting you.
I'd completely forgotten.
Hi.
Lou?
Well, that was a complete disaster.
Sure was. Hi. Let's make the best of it. Do you want to have dinner over the phone?
Yeah, sure. That's a splendid idea, Collier.
Next, did they fall in love? Did they kiss too?
How am I supposed to know? Probably. But they visited each other first. And then they realized that they both like listening to punk music.
Like you sometimes.
They started tearing the wall down 1 year later, actually. There's almost nothing of it left today.
I want to keep the paper airplane.
You do that, but then I have to carry on here.
No, tell me more, Dad.
We had a deal, Dilara.
Okay. That's where Lou threw the paper planes from. I've never seen such a big picture. I wonder if anything exciting happened in the other apartments too. I can see the TV tower. Pretty crappy. Pretty crappy. Wow, the apartment is ginormous.
They used to build big. Then they put in walls, so there were more apartments.
Boring. Why would anyone need this much space?
It's more for rich people.
Too bad. Can we be rich someday too?
We'll have to renovate a lot of apartments for that. Come on, help me here a little. You're just standing around.
If I have to.
You could hammer off the old tiles, or even better, could you look for my screwdriver? You'll need a hammer for the tiles, and you'll just need patience and sharp eyes for the screwdriver.
Okay. Down with the old wallpaper. That's a funny mark. This old mattress is gross. Can I paint something like this in my room too? Whoa. I want to hammer something.
Tiles. Hammer them off the wall. They all need to come down.
All of them? Great. The fridge is stinky, Dad. What did Dad say? Break the tiles or look for the screwdriver? Dad, come quickly! Dad!
What is it?
Look, a photo. I found it. There's a year on it. 1933.
That's interesting. I think only very few people had cameras back then.
So, a photographer hid it here.
Yeah, maybe. But 1933? That wasn't a good time.
Huh? How come? They had enormous apartments.
1933 wasn't like any other year in Germany.
Tell me.
It'll take a while.
I will miss you, my little friend. You know that I am a man of few words. Go. You are free. Go on now. The sun shines the same on rich and poor. That's the ticket. Have adventures. Make new friends. The world is your oyster. I will leave your door open, and you can leave whenever you want. How does that sound? The telephone. That must be Esther. Yes, I'm coming. This old man's not as spry as he used to be.
Joseph?
Esther?
I'm on my way now. Once I arrive, come down to the street when I sound my horn.
Must we? Really? I am old, Esther. And I do not feel like making such a long journey.
I know, Joseph. For a fossil like you, it is a trek. Take your time. I will be waiting. Have you packed yet?
I really don't know what I should pack, Esther.
Do not worry, Joseph. We made a list together, remember? It should be next to the telephone.
Yes, I have it here. Thank you, Esther. What would I do without you?
Pack your things. Until then, Joseph.
Warm jacket, passport, lucky shoes, grandfather's pocket watch, razor, journal, and maybe my treasured camera. Where should I even begin? Uncle Benjamin with the twins. A shame we lost contact with each other. How many hours have I spent here in the workshop? For nothing? I have always enjoyed repairing things myself, though. The Great Train Robbery by Edwin S. Porter. I love imported movies from America. 11 minutes of pure excitement. A living room, a workshop, and a study. A lone wolf's apartment. That has never bothered me. I like being alone. For 65 years, I had no problem sleeping, and yet I have had many sleepless nights over the last few weeks. This is it, my favorite jacket. Look, the badge from my old employer is still here. It's been an eternity. A jacket for cold days. I am still missing a few items from the list. Plutonia by Vladimir Obruchev. I love Russian adventure novels. Hopefully, I'll also find some in France. For the longest time, I have wanted to take on this door. It has become stiffer and stiffer since I have lived here, and at some point, it won't be able to be opened at all. The only joy of leaving things behind is that you also leave behind your unfinished projects. Nothing but worthless trinkets. I've already packed enough undershirts. I have already packed some pants. I don't need any more shirts. Lots of things have accumulated here, too. These are lovely shoes, but not my lucky shoes. These are lovely shoes, but not my lucky shoes. A lot of memories, but I can't take them all with me. Leaving the accounts behind won't be too difficult a decision. Nobody needs this paper anymore. The Trial by Franz Kafka. I once met Kafka at Askanischer Hofhotel, and I wanted him to sign my book. Well, it didn't seem like a good time. Sometimes it's better not to meet your idols. The Road Back by Erich Maria Remarque. Soldiers tried to return home after the Great War. Luckily, I was already so old back then that I was spared any of that. The book was... The telephone? Who could it be? Hello? To whom am I speaking? Is anybody there? They just hung up. This has been happening for a few weeks now. My insurance document. I certainly won't be needing these anymore. A fake button, just like in the adventure novels. A kleinzig Trick für einen alten Kacker. Ah, there it is. My passport. Yes. And the contracts and folder for the Minerva Lichtspiele. I still remember the day when I first held them in my hands. Let's see how far I get with my passport. The keys to the cinema. What's the next item on the list? She cannot hear me. I've barely moved. Miss Hermann, she doesn't say hello anymore, but she's not above that sort of thing. Documents upon documents that I no longer need. Documents upon documents that I no longer need. A tidy desk is a desk that isn't being worked at. Ariane, a Russian Girl by Claude Anet. The adventurous Ariane leads a wild life beyond virtue. Men fall at her feet. She meets Constantine, and both of them try to stop falling in love with each other. Unsuccessfully, I can say that much. I always said to Esther that romance novels keep me young. But this has to stay here. Bills, bills, bills. I settled them a while ago. My 1932 tax return. For once, something I won't miss. I was able to save the projector from the fire. I will always remember the combination, 1st of December, 1895. That was the day of the first movie screening in Berlin, in Wintergarten. So 1 clockwise, and then 12 counterclockwise. I actually just wanted to impress a girl. Elsa or Marie. Then 18 clockwise. It may have had an unhappy backstory. And then 95 counterclockwise. But the evening will always remain in my memory. There. Grandfather's pocket watch. The watch stopped on the morning of Black Thursday. It was truly a crazy coincidence. The coil spring snapped, but it can surely be repaired again. All right, what's next? I don't want to take any of these things. This table was already in the apartment when I moved in. It will also remain here after I leave. A little glass of wine here after the last screening. Something I held sacred. The end of a good day. A trip to the moon. The oven has been out of commission ever since I have used it to store my highly flammable treasures. Oh, look. I shouldn't forget this lovely item. There's even some film still left inside. Maybe I can take a picture with it. One last shot. What will I photograph? Wonderful. I'll develop the image once I've set up my laboratory somewhere. This was shortly after its opening. Esther, Lieschen, and the boys from the block. Everybody pitched in. I can't see my hand in front of my face. I probably shouldn't be stumbling around in the dark. You can't see much in the red light, but it protects the sensitive film. You can always use a razor, no matter where you go. Here, look, I had completely forgotten. This photograph is from the Great Depression. I had come up with a few things to give people their cinema experience. Movies are especially important when people are going through hard times. I could never leave my camera behind. A good day starts with a good shave. It would be a shame to leave these photographs here. However, I can also gather everything up first and then see what fits. Done. Not much is left on my list. The kitchen. Not again. I should hurry. The good old wood-burning stove. Freshly roasted coffee never tasted as good as it did here. I no longer have any idea what these keys unlock. But you don't throw keys away. This is not the right key. This one doesn't fit either. This isn't the right key either. Damn it. The key fits. My old journal. I stopped writing in it after this entry. The most painful day of my life. I should continue to write in my journal to document my travels. Reminders of my old life. keys to the cinema are inside. I don't know why, but I don't want to leave them behind, even if there's no longer any door to come back to. My camera is near and dear to me. It will help me to create some new memories. Just a few items left. I think I'll manage without this stuff. I can't leave my lucky shoes. They must be somewhere in the hallway. I stored the shoes in the hallway. Perhaps on the shelf. Esther, that must be her. Hopefully no one noticed. I'll be down soon, Esther. Give me a few more minutes. A chest full of junk. I'll leave it here. My lucky shoes. Old shoes are always the most comfortable to wear, though they could do with some new soles. I'm taking my lucky shoes with me. I'm going to need some luck. Oh! They're after me. I have to get out of here, now. I shouldn't bring this. It takes up far too much space. Or maybe I should? No, that would be absurd. Let's go, quickly.
Mr. Liebermann, Sturmabteilung, Auxiliary Police. Your neighbor has complained about the constant disturbance of the peace. Open the door.
I can't get around them. It's a trap. I must take the back exit.
Mr. Liebermann. I can hear you, Mr. Liebermann. Open the door. Otherwise we will find our way in. Open up immediately.
Quick, let's get out of here. Move faster, Josef, before they break the door down. goodbye, my old apartment. Or farewell.
In the end,
Joseph made it. He traveled all the way to Paris with Esther. He then later migrated to the United States on the trail of Hollywood movie stars.
there wasn't so much space in the suitcase anyway. Too bad he didn't have a bigger one. Thankfully, those times are over.
And now we have been chatting for ages. I need to get back to work.
Look here, Dad. Dad? Wow, that must have belonged to Bismarck the bird. Or the great-great-great-grandchild of Bismarck the bird. A plate for me, a plate for Dad. I'll take care of the food. It wouldn't be so boring if there were other kids here.
Not right now, sorry.
What are you looking for again, Dad?
The screwdriver. Small, round, for unscrewing screws.
Where have you looked for the screwdriver? pretty crappy. There's lots of room in here. I'll leave it like that for now. That's got to be a toad lily. There's something behind the door.
That's the old stuff from the attic.
Find the screwdriver, Dad.
Must be around here somewhere. But did I leave it at home?
Can I paint something like this in my room too?
Are you hungry too?
Maybe your screwdriver is here, Dad.
Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, I'll be careful. Maybe your screwdriver is here, Dad.
Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, I'll be careful. I found something.
What is it this time?
A star made of straw. But in the stove? Why would anyone want to burn it?
Well, maybe it got really cold in here.
How stupid. They should have just turned the heat up.
No, you see, after the war, for example, there was no heating. Everything was broken.
But if everything was broken, then the star would be broken too, and the stove, and the people.
Maybe that's no ordinary star.
A magic star.
I think you might be right.
Matilda? Matilda?
Huh?
Oh, you're daydreaming again.
I'm so looking forward to Christmas. It's the most wonderful time of the year.
There's still something to do first.
The neighbor gave us nettle tea because Lucas was coughing so badly in the hallway. Mom says the city's slowly running out of wood.
The plates in the basket need to be laid out on the table. Leave the food stamps there. They need to last us the next 14 days.
Mom, are these stems for chocolate too?
Rarely. The Croconrod would rather sell them for cigarettes.
What can you get for cigarettes?
Good stuff, and things you can't buy with stamps. Real flour, bacon, sugar. The black market is a real Santa Claus.
Mom, the food smells good. Where did you get the turnips?
From Gesundbrunn station. Cargo trains pass through there, with provisions for the Russians. I stood for hours in the court. A sentry watched me and laughed at me. When the train came, I asked him if I could have something. First, he mocked me, but then he threw 2 turnips from the carriage.
That's good, at least.
The neighbor gave us nettle tea because Lucas was coughing so badly in the hallway.
If you can get something, then you take it. Got it? Laughter passes by, but a turnip in the belly lasts. Yeah?
Will we do a hoarding trip again?
There are barely any trains running at all.
Can't we go visit Aunt Lottie in the countryside again? See the cows?
It's not much better there either. We're staying here. This is our home.
We'll make it pretty. Besides, if we move, Dad won't be able to find us when he comes home. One for me, one for Mom. Do you have to move rubble again tomorrow as well?
Yes, there were only 8 women there today. Matilda.
Did I do something wrong?
Who's the 4th plate for? Can't you count?
But I thought... Because it's Christmas. And Dad's surely on his way.
You really do believe in Christmas miracles. All right. We'll get more fruit stamps if we can free up the wall by New Year.
Can I come too? I'm strong.
It's no work for children. Your eyes water from all the dust, and you can barely breathe, and you'll find awful things in the rubble. No, it's no work for children.
Would Dad be upset that Mom traded in her wedding ring?
So, 150 grams of bread per head. That's enough for 3 thinly cut slices.
I dreamed of chocolate cake last night. With cream and nuts.
Sometimes I dream of Aunt Lottie's roast dinner. Do you know the one? Our plates were so full that we could cut the fat off the meat.
Those times are long gone.
Soft bread with butter. Potato dumplings with sausages.
Sweet tomatoes, still warm from the sun and freshly plucked from the garden.
Stop it.
Mom, the Christmas tree looks so sad.
Nonsense. Can we eat?
I need decorations for the tree. Can I go into the locked room? Please?
There's nothing in there for children.
There's so many odds and ends lying around in there. Then I'll be a rubble woman too.
All right. But put something warm on. Just this once, though.
Yeah. I promise. I'll be back soon, Mom.
Hey!
Thanks. See you in a minute. All right then, let's have a look. Whoa. Boring books. No magic or fairies. But there's something underneath. A map. I don't really understand what it's for, but it looks nice. So shiny, but what can I do with these? Oh, cow poop. Now they're stuck behind the lid. Dad played and sang so beautifully, but the lyrics were boring. It was always about the same thing. Perfect. That'll be great. Apparently, the previous tenant gave us this as a gift, but we never used it. The nest has been empty for months. I hope the birds are doing well. Dad's toys! Lucas always had his eyes on them. An old telephone? Wir Deutschen für... I can't make out the rest, but it's pretty. Empty, but good for glittering stars. Rations, supplies? It looks a little like Mom's housekeeping plan.
Finally, there you are. We are waiting.
Almost done. I just have to decorate the Christmas tree.
Matilda, that's not a toy. Come on, sit down. We want to celebrate Christmas now.
Better than I thought. They look great.
Hands on the table. We are still civilized people.
Mom, did Dad kill people? I asked you something. Mom?
Ask him yourself when he's back.
When will he be back?
Eat your soup.
Will we have to go to war too when we're older?
Matilda, you're ruining Christmas dinner for us with all your questions. One last time. Eat your soup. And keep your mouth shut.
I'm sorry. I won't ask any more questions.
I'm just trying to get her through it all. If we had known... None of this is helping. We can only keep moving forward. Let's eat.
Merry Christmas, Mom.
Merry Christmas.
Lucas, why don't you play us something on your recorder?
Yes, Mom.
Your father would have liked that.
Does Mom lie?
Maybe she thought it was the truth. Somehow. Things often look different in retrospect.
Yeah, like in school. Sometimes I see things differently too. Like after math quiz.
School is important. Don't get into any trouble.
It was just a joke. I'll make it cozy for us. Look how quickly you can get from one room to another now. This is a really nice room too, Dad. Do you think people wanted us to find these things?
Some of them maybe. It's coincidence for the others. Just like all the stuff from the attic. Can you help me throw them into the chute? All those things can go. Just throw them into the chute. Now in the chute, at the window.
has to go now. Bad. What is that? Get rid of the old stuff. What is that funny thing?
That's an old typewriter. That's how people used to write. Give it a go.
But it's not even plugged in. Does it have a battery?
It works without electricity. A little like stamping.
Can I write a story with it?
You can use it to write anything.
Maybe an adventure, a true legend. You know, before, you used to make up a story for me every night.
Yeah, to help you fall asleep. But that got a bit exhausting for me after a while.
Can we do that again? Every night? Please, please.
You know what, Antonia? This looks pretty good so far. Well, for the 5th draft. If I could just keep my eyes open for another hour or two. Maybe then I'd manage to rewrite the beginning again. Especially with all those wonderful suggestions from up on high. No time like the present.
The cosmonaut was ready to set forth into an unknown world. As her crew was stuck on the surface of the moon, she had no option but to pilot her ship. I should probably decide on a name for that spaceship. The space cruiser Meteor, to her destination on her own. It carried her farther and farther away from the sun and so far away from the blue planet. I'll leave it like that for now. I can always change it later if I need to. In the 6th or 16th pass. She was ready to lead humanity into a new era. Her destination was the planet Jupiter, the largest and most massive of the known planets, the king of the gods. Jupiter had always drawn people's eyes towards the sky. The signal that originated from there had been puzzling humanity for 6 years. She looked at the photograph in her hand. It was the last group photo of the crew, taken on Earth before the blast-off. There's still 2 possibilities for the backstory. Both would work, but what would the publishing authority prefer? She felt as if an eternity had passed. With tears in her eyes, she remembered the unfortunate fate of Commodore Buzz Gibson, who fell victim to pressure loss in the turmoil of the failed circumnavigation of the moon. She would see this mission through to its end, if not for the people of Earth, then for the comrades who had been forced to stay behind. Phew, that's a lot of repetition. I'm sure some readers will be grateful for the summary. A quick break might be in order. The Russian authors have got the hang of it. Sometimes I wish I never signed this contract. My first book, Change, is almost 5 years old. Although, Standstill would have been more appropriate after the publishing authority had gone through it. But it was an achievement to have published anything. If I hadn't bumped into the physics students in the library, the whole story would be a sloppy mess. This report from the publishing authority does not bode well. Why do I have all these old tombs from the great Karl G. Zelensky laying around? Did I really smoke them all? I'm quite proud of the story structure. The plot is relatively complex, and it's still accessible. Huh? What? Stay calm. You're just a bit tired.
Warning, warning. Pilot to the bridge. Interstellar objects in close range.
Let's see. What happened? The cosmonaut had almost left the asteroid belt. The last few rocks streaked past dangerously close to the ship. She had to take action.
Computer, activate the ray guns. Fire!
Confirmed. Activating ray guns.
Weapons that fire pure energy? Would humanity have not wiped itself out a long time ago with these? Well, that was a little too easy. This needs to be something more intense to make the danger more palpable. Another asteroid approached the ship. It was on a direct collision course.
Computer, full power to the maneuvering thrusters.
Confirmed. Redirecting power to the maneuvering thrusters.
I wonder if something like this might be possible someday. It's certainly conceivable. At the farthest edge of the asteroid field, the cosmonaut saw her long-awaited destination. The planet Jupiter was in sight. Come on. A little more detail will bring this scene to life. The view was breathtaking. Revealed before her was a pristine, brightly shining scarlet-red orb, pulsing like life itself. The view reminded her of the maple tree in her dad's garden in the fall. The longer she gazed, the more it seemed that someone, or something, was gazing back at her. Oh, that's getting a bit over the top now. I'll have to go over it again later. The surface of the planet was calm, smooth, and still like the ocean on a windless night. Oh, that's getting a bit over the top now. I'll have to go over it again later. And now, an exciting lead into the next chapter to keep my readers hooked.
Computer, prepare to land. Let's take a closer look at this new world.
Course calculated. Landing initiated.
The communication model emitted a signal.
What's that? Where's that coming from? It sounds like someone's trying to make contact.
We've almost left the asteroid belt. Not much farther now.
This is a space cruiser Meteor heading to the planet Jupiter. To whom am I speaking? Come in.
This is Bulow. I hope I'm not disturbing your work too much.
Yes. Comrade Bulow. Hello. I was actually just about to take a break. Oh, the new revision is almost complete.
Ah, yes, exactly. About your novel, hang on. The one called...
Yes. I'll go through it slowly so you can write it down. Strange signals from the planet Jupiter.
Yes, exactly. Of course that's the name. Yeah, it's a powerful title. So about the new draft. I've just come out of a meeting with the publishing authority.
Yes?
Unfortunately, there are still one or two issues. You know what they're like, it's nothing personal.
Yeah, I know.
First of all, regarding the main character and the idea of a female cosmonaut, think about character leads like Yuri Gagarin. People just relate more to male protagonists.
Well, I think...
And then we're a little uncertain about whether landing on an alien planet might not just be altogether reckless. After all, the crew doesn't know anything about the political positions of the inhabitants. Imagine suddenly finding yourself in the parka of the aliens. Unthinkable.
But it all revolves around that. That's the core of the entire story, and the book is almost finished now.
It will only be finished once the approval procedure's complete. Zelensky, you have to deliver now.
Yes.
Maybe you could contact your father, Carl.
Because he did everything you told him to, but the book is almost finished.
Excuse me? Miss Zelensky?
That's fine, Comrade Bulow. I'll take care of it without my father. What a disaster. They want me to change everything. How am I even supposed to manage that? I have to pull myself together now, or else everything will blow up in my face.
Attention, fluctuation in the fabric of space-time. Danger, danger.
Back to the bridge. The space cruiser Meteor had run into massive turbulence. It almost seemed like the fabric that made up interplanetary space was being torn apart. The changes are tearing everything apart. They want me to ask for Dad's input because he always did what they said, but we'll get there. All the systems had failed. Even the controls were unresponsive to the cosmonauts' inputs. She had to find and open the maintenance hatch. The maintenance hatch. What a mess. Right. Stay calm. We can do it. What did Bulow say? No female protagonists. Contact is too dangerous. Where do I start? What if I just changed? If I change the type of signal and how it's received on Earth in Chapter 12, maybe the publishing authority will see that this is the ideal image of socialist species. But if I change that, it will obviously impact everything that happens later. Oh geez, the simplest chain reaction. A cascade, a butterfly effect. Maybe it would be better to go to Chapter 5 and change the focus here. I was never keen on the orbiting of the moon anyway. The crew instead had problems with... The crew could be attacked by capitalistic Corsairs, pirates under the flag of the class trader. They steal money from our heroes, and that would also give me an explanation for the lack of fuel. Will that help though? The core of the story is supposed to be about something completely different. Come on, Antonia. Let your imagination run wild again. What if we spice up the story with real science fiction elements like... The end just doesn't take place. It has taken place, and will take place again. There are multiple dimensions at different points in time, and everything is happening at the same time. And then again, at the same time it doesn't. It's only getting more complicated. Don't let it drive you crazy, Antonia. Concentrate on the core of the story. The core. It needs to be something even more powerful. Everything is possible. There are no limits. The greatest threat to the crew is... the sun could become a black hole, swallowing everything up. Light, energy, time itself. And that's obviously a metaphor for the insatiability of the ruthless capitalistic system. The black hole is obviously a trigger for the time travel, that's clear. It's the beginning, end, and the middle all at once. There. I wouldn't need to explain much more than that. That would solve almost all my problems. Oh no. But then, is that still the core of my story? I think I've almost cracked this nut. I have to go further. Another stroke of genius. It turns out in the end, the signal was fabricated by intellectual vampires from Venus. They could even join forces with the capitalist space pirates. After all, they're bloodsuckers too. That makes total sense. That's it. Just brilliant. I think this idea is now complete garbage. I'm officially at the end of my rope. I'm breaking more than I'm fixing at the moment. What would Dad do now? I want to tell a story in which people surpass their own abilities. That's the core of this story. I need to keep a cool head and think. Coffee! Yes, I need coffee. My last chance. Do I even have any left? Fortunately, the essential themes will hold the story together. Every story has an ending, like this one, for example. This would be the part of the ship that was seized by the space pirates and sold in the West. Every story has an ending, like this one, for example. This would be the part of the ship that was seized by the space pirates and sold in the West. Who designed these endless hallways? It's such a waste of material.
Miss Zielinski, this is Bulow. The publishing authority still has a few questions regarding the commander of the ship.
The black hole.
You see, the Commodore is a capitalist Westerner, an American even. That's obviously an issue.
Gibson? Yeah, but he moved to Berlin with his parents as a child.
We know, but it's too confusing. Make it neater. Wouldn't it be better if he had grown up in a socialist sister country?
But you did read the Commodore dies during the lunar orbit.
Of course, but you would expect a heroic sacrifice like that to come from someone from a socialist country.
Can't get Bulow's
Come on, Zielinski, you're an author. Just pick one. Can't be that hard.
Of course, the Commodore could be a citizen of the GDR.
The Commodore, may he rest in peace, grew up in Brandenburg in a family of agricultural workers.
Wonderful, and excellent suggestion.
And instead of hamburgers, he loves Spreewaldgurken. How exciting.
Just like always, well, I could care less. Coffee. I wanted to grab coffee. It'll clear my head.
Hello, this is Bulo. You're sure on the phone a lot when you should be writing. Ecology?
Sorry?
Ecology is a contemporary topic, and we think it would work really well for your story. Clean air is really wonderful. The publishing authority agrees. Do you think we can squeeze that in?
Air? Of course. Actually, there is simply no air to breathe on board the ship, hence the spacesuits.
I want to go over this topic again later. Have you spoken to your father yet?
We agreed that I would work it out myself, didn't we?
Oh yes, apologies. My mistake. So, fresh air, yes, write it in.
Impossible. Oh, whatever. It's illogical anyway, but maybe the ship could just have... The constant fresh air on board reminded the cosmonaut of her faintly remembered walks through the forest around Berlin. It's just complete nonsense. I can't get Bulu's comments out of my head.
Bulu again, Miss Zelinsky, I forgot to mention something. In Chapter 9, there's reference to the ship being armed with these nuclear warheads.
That's right, they're used in Chapter 12 and...
We know. Only do you not think that these days, just the word nuclear triggers some pretty strong feelings? I once had a similar discussion with your father.
Yes, and in the future, these once deadly weapons are used peacefully and demonstrate how humanity as a whole has evolved. It's important, Bulu. Bulu? Are you still there?
Cut the nuclear weapons, or the publishing authority will cut your book.
Despite sufficient capacity, the ship obviously did not carry any nuclear warheads. Where you may have once found deadly weapons, you would now only find the socialist drive for world peace and boundless love. All of these changes are a nightmare. I have to focus and keep the core of my message. I need a break. And then I'll start a... Finally! The coffee room. There it is. My coffee. Black and delicious. Just what I needed. You can feel the coffee enter your brain's pathways and deliver nothing but goodness. A little boost of energy was exactly what I needed. Back to work. Bulu and the publishing authority are a disaster, but I'm not giving up yet. The core of the story is damaged, but it's still there. Nothing has been in vain, as long as I keep the core of my message.
Miss Linsky, I have good news. The publishing authority has suggested that we get your father in on the project.
Sorry?
Your father is an accredited author. The publishing authority trusts him. He could help us. He could especially help you.
They want his name, don't they? He'll be the one on the book. What about me? I wrote this book.
All I'm saying is the publishing authority's patience has its limits. They could still reject the book. And, if I'm being honest, the decision's already been made. The manuscript is already with your father.
Excuse me? What?
I know it isn't easy, but I'm sure that this is the right path forward now.
Oh, of course.
Fantastic. We're in agreement then.
Bulo! You've got to be kidding me. This is bullshit. I'm sure I can persuade Dad to keep his hands off it, but then they'll make me write loop after loop until nothing is left of the core at all. If the core of the story is really this important to me, then Dad can put his name on the book, and maybe it will get through that way. But then, what about me? I can't get to the core from here. Data storage? That won't help me. That's KARL. It stands for Kinetic Artificial Repair Lead. It's a maintenance robot. The core has a maintenance hatch. It must be around here somewhere. We'd be better off leaving this know-it-all in retirement. I mean, sleep mode. I can't get to the core from here. The core has a maintenance hatch. It must be around here somewhere. The core has a maintenance hatch. It must be around here somewhere. We'd be better off leaving this know-it-all in retirement. I mean, sleep mode. A few plants. They won't be of much help to me. I'm not actually trained to mess about with the core at all. If I had just left my chief engineer in the story, instead of leaving her stranded on the moon with the others, she always had her optronic coupler with her. Let's see.
Miss Zelinsky, we have to talk about the technology on board the ship again. We think the designations for some of the tools are a little too elevated. Factory workers, farmers, they shouldn't feel excluded as readers.
But we're talking about a spaceship here, not a Trabant.
We don't think that the main character necessarily has to have an academic background, right?
Understood. What if instead they were a simple farmer from the countryside?
Someone from industry would be even better. A simple worker, for example.
What a great idea.
Wonderful. Goodbye.
What should I use to open the hatch? Let's do it without tools then. Fortunately, the cosmonaut had spent much of her life working with her own hands. She had to redirect the energy to stabilize the core. There were 2 switches behind the hatch. One of the main systems had to be deactivated. She could choose between the life support system and the lighting. The cosmonaut didn't waste much time choosing and decided to switch off the life support systems. The temperature fell by 20 degrees Celsius in the night. So cold. It looked to her like the core might be calming. That should be enough to stabilize the core for now, but it won't hold forever. I need to find a solution so that I can safely complete the mission.
Warning. Core status critical.
Damn it!
Recommending emergency activation of the KARL repair unit.
Activate the KARL repair unit? Please don't. I know Bulo wants me to ask Dad for help, but I have to do it myself. Activating KARL would mean admitting failure. Everyone says I'm lucky to be the daughter of such a famous author. It's just that the author in question is a stooge of the system. I will lose my shit if this telephone rings again. Comrade Bulo, please let me work.
Tony? Hello, it's me, Dad. I wanted to see how you're doing with all the chaos.
Dad, this is a really bad time to call.
I just wanted to ask one thing. Was it your idea to send me the manuscript, or was it Bulo's?
Honestly, it was Bulo's idea.
That's what I thought. Bulo, you dog.
Dad, listen. I have to do this myself. This has to be something meaningful. And even if I'm not sure how right now, I have to do this on my own.
I've read it. What you wrote. The manuscript. It's really good.
Sorry?
It has so much to say about us. About everything. It has a true core. But they'll never let it through with your name on it. You know that. That's why you're out of time.
The core is already severely damaged. It risks destroying the entire ship.
But how are we going to complete the mission without the core?
What do you think is the most important thing about this mission? You will have to make a decision.
I want to make a name for myself as an author.
You want to do it on your own? Of course. It would be foolish to take yourself out of the game so close to the end. I made the same decision. Then, today, again and again, you will go your own way. And maybe success will find you. But the core, we have to get rid of it. We will not make it otherwise.
Was it ever easy?
The core cannot be saved anymore. You have to release it from its anchoring. Then we will eject it into space through the airlock.
The core? That's the reason I'm even here. It contains everything that was important to me.
Warning. Maintenance hatch to core is unlocked.
The anchoring has been released. The core is now free.
I'm sorry. Believe me. I understand what this means to you.
I know what I have to do.
You have to eject it. Concentrate on what is really important to you.
The cosmonaut.
Let it go.
Why? Why did it have to come to this?
You were doomed from the start. It's always the same. It is no coincidence. It's their system. They wear you down until nothing is left of you or of what was once important to you.
Yes.
But your book will certainly be a success. With any luck, people will read what you've created. And then you can write another book, and you'll say to yourself, this time I will keep my core. No one will interfere this time. And maybe this time you will succeed.
Did you succeed?
No, but maybe next time.
Yeah, maybe next time.
We cannot give up.
Always taking on a bit of a person you're telling the story about. This is really how it is.
The novel Strange Signals from the Planet Jupiter was published the same year. At some point, the publishing authority had nothing more to complain about.
You just have to keep at it, and sometimes you also need a little bit of luck.
I like it. Antonia wrote lots of other stories. She showed that you don't get anything for free, and that sometimes you have to fight for your freedom.
That's great. And it's true too.
I like to put the necklace in the box.
That looks great.
For Tony.
The best-selling author.
What a wonderful collection. An entire century in one box. I'd like to keep it now.
Come on, I'll show you something. I found the perfect hidey hole.
It fits perfectly.
Wait. I have an idea. We should hide something of our own here in the apartment too.
Oh yeah! Do you mean someone will find my wall drawings eventually?
Definitely. Shall we?
I'm starving.
What do you want to eat?
Ice cream?
A scoop of ice cream isn't real food.
2 then?
That's not what I meant. And where did you see an ice cream parlor around here?
An ice cream from my store would be okay too.
Nah, a scoop of ice cream from an ice cream parlor would be better.
Alright then, you've convinced me.
And you'll be getting broccoli flavor.
That's not funny, Dad.
We still need to gather up all the tools you threw down the chute.
If you were an ice cream, what flavor would you be?
I'd be stracciatella.
Why that one?
'Cause at the first glance, I look classic and relaxed, and then bang, lots of little surprises.
So you're boring with a bit of fun?
I'm reliable but not predictable.
I think you're like vanilla.
Hey, don't ruin the surprise.
But that's such a typical dad flavor.
And what are you?
Smurf ice cream with colorful sprinkles and cookie dough.
Chaotic, loud, and sweet as sugar.
And no one knows what's in it.
A mystery then, just like me.
Are we gonna renovate another apartment?